Tyler, Drew took us through the touchdown to Marv and said it was an off-schedule play. Can you kind of take it through your perspective?
Yeah, they had the initial play. Played it pretty well. They dropped both ends, so me being able to create, redirect Marv. Obviously, we don't want it to always have to be something like that, and I think that's kind of been a kind of a story for us right now as far as just not being able to execute on time and within the offense in the red zone right now. We got to be better about it. But, yeah, it was a great play, great catch by him.
Gigi said there were times that Marv might have been open or beaten his man, but for whatever reason, not necessarily your fault, the ball didn't get to him. Were there any plays that, watching film back, stuck out in your mind as plays where you would have liked to be able to find him?
I think it was third or second down. Play before the interception on the last one. He won, which similar route. So, yeah, it's tough when you run the route twice, in a row, and you win the first one, and then obviously a smart, good player can play it the next time. But that one probably is the one that stuck out the most.
He leads all rookies with 7 touchdown catches. Now, how much upside is still left, do you think, in his game and your connection, the two of you? And where and how would you like to maybe maximize it a little bit more?
A lot. And that's the exciting, also frustrating when it comes to, obviously both of our expectations for each other together. Rookie year, it's you're trying to get better each and every week. Obviously, like I'm not in his mind or obviously that's where the communication comes from and what he's thinking, what he's feeling, what he's seeing, allowing the game to slow down. But there's also an element of, what he's getting in the room versus what Kyler wants, so it's like, we just got to get on the same page. We just got to continue to get on the same page, continue to allow him to play fast. And I got no worry about Marv, no worry. Again, it's my job to give him the rock. Drew and Izzy are doing a great job within, and Drew, Terrell obviously, building plays and scheming them up. So we just got to continue to get better.
Is that the best part of this chemistry so early? Young time together, right?
Yeah, that and just again, not only him but just Trey, Mike, all the weapons with Dorsch, Zay Jones, Higgy. Again, I feel like we have a plethora of weapons, and we just got to continue to find and get everybody the ball, and be more explosive.
It seems like that rookie learning curve for Marv has not existed in the end zone specifically. He's been fantastic. What are you seeing? Why has he been so good specifically in the end zone?
It's making the most opportunities. I think that's what it comes down to. He's obviously no moment's too big for him. He's played in some of the biggest games that you could possibly play in. So again, I think it just comes down to us just executing when the time comes.
Speaking of that, Trey McBride, still looking for his first receiving touchdown. How much, an effort you guys try to get to him, or?
Yeah, that's a weird stat because he's going crazy. So I think we've had a couple opportunities, haven't connected, but no, that's definitely got to happen soon.
Something change in the red zone where you're finding with Trey where it's just not
Trey?
Not necessarily an option. Yeah.
Trey. No, last game we shot ourselves in the foot. Can't keep going backwards, and then you're not playing in manageable situations, and obviously, they can play pass, and it's just it makes it tougher on yourself when you're having penalties.
So recently played the Seahawks. Obviously they couldn't have changed too much in a couple of weeks, so that sort of maybe help jumpstart where you want to be, from a red zone perspective and how to attack them.
Yeah, I think they're, playing with a lot of swag right now. Confidence is through the roof. They're making plays. They're playing fast. Obviously, new coach, but, first year, a lot of success. We just played them a couple weeks ago. Obviously, I think, it's a divisional opponent. There's going to be a lot of emotion and stuff like that, obviously. But again, it just comes down to execution. We can't allow, the highs and lows of the emotions and maybe the situation of the game and whatnot to affect how we communicate and execute.
Do you sense that that's happened?
No, not at all.
Okay.
We've heard so much about execution in the last week or so. What's it like? What's it been like this season to ride that wave of execution where things are going so well for that stretch and then hasn't gone so well the last?
Yeah, I just think the good teams, the great teams, find a way to win those one-score games. That's what the league comes down to. It's very close. There's not many teams or any that you can just look at and be like, oh, they're just a terrible football team. I think any given Sunday they say that for a reason. And I think you can look at every game but one where we were damn near right there and should have won the game or could have had a chance to win the game, and we just didn't close it out, or we didn't make enough plays at the end to win the game. So, yeah, I mean, shit.
You've been on those teams that have won those games. What are some traits of a team or an offense that can pull out those one score?
Yeah, I've been on both sides. I think, we were – in that 4-win stretch, we were making those plays at the end. Dolphins, Chargers, Buffalo, we didn't finish. Rams, we put them away. So we've had opportunities. I think this last game we had a chance to put them away early, and you let a good team hang around. Obviously, they're 10-2 now, so one of the best teams in the league. You let them hang around, it kind of come back to bite you. So, and that's what happened. And I think, like you were asking, the good ones, the great ones, find a way to finish those games, and we have not done that in recent games.
Coach, you have the opportunity for the meaningful games in December. I mean, everything you guys want is still in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, again, I say all the time, like nobody really expected us to be in this position, but that doesn't make it okay that we kind of felt like we let the we didn't show up in Seattle and play our best ball. We felt like we let this last one slip. So it could be sitting here talking about something totally different, but at the end of the day, right now, this game is the only one that matters, and we kind of control our own destiny. So if we go out there and execute and do what we're capable of, play at a high level, let the chips fall where they may, see where we're at next week.
Coach, you talked about starting from scratch in terms of each game week, in terms of the preparation, but even though you guys played the Seahawks just a couple of weeks ago, do you feel like there's stuff that you carried from that game, or do you also kind of feel like you're kind of starting from scratch from the game?
There's a little bit of both. I don't really know what they might come out with a new game plan. You never know. But obviously, I think as a player, there's things that you in game felt, while playing them, that you may carry over to the next game, or may remember, oh, this guy did this, or a certain player played it this way, whatever. But no, when we line it up on Sunday, I mean, it's a new game.
What's it mean to you to see James get that contract?
Means a lot. I'm just, I love, like, more than me, I love seeing my guys, get rewarded for their hard work and dedication, perseverance. Can't say enough about JC. I told you that many times before, man. One of the best teammates I've ever played with, one of the best guys I've ever played with. So for him to, get rewarded, this is a beautiful thing.
What did you learn about the Seahawks last time?
They're a good team.
Do you have a different appreciation for playing these types of games at this point of the season now compared to when you did in 21? Because
if you're older between, so I mean, I guess you could say that. I'd like to say I'm used to playing meaningful games around this time of the year, but in the league it's been a different story. So yeah. Trying to trend that, every year. That's the goal every year, is to be, November, December, playing meaningful games. And, right now, obviously, yes, it's, we got to embrace it and respect the fact that we are in this position, because a lot of teams aren't. And yeah, we just got to obviously hone in on this moment and embrace it.
You approach it any different than you did back then when you were playing meaningful games? Now you've got this maturity, this experience.
No, I don't approach it any differently. I think mentally I understand, how it could affect a player, and internally about, going into the game and stuff like that. But no, not any. I don't approach it any differently. I think, the goal is to win the game.
Leonard Williams kind of been a monster last few weeks. Kind of what have you seen from him, on tape that's allowed him to break out the way he has?
Yeah, I mean, he warrants what, he's been playing great, like you said. And we definitely allowed him to wreck the game last 2 weeks ago. Obviously, we got to do a better job handling him.
Talk about shooting yourself in the foot. How can you guys flip that script this week at practice and going into the game?
I think it just takes locking in and focusing. Obviously, the last 2 weeks we're probably playing in two of the most hectic environments in the league, and I don't think we handled it, the way we should have or could have. But that's in the past. We got to focus in this week at home. Obviously, expecting a great game, or expecting a hard-nosed football game.
What do you like about throwing Michael Wilson? It seems like he's had some big-time catches last few games.
Yeah, very reliable, very trustworthy. Does what he's coached to do. Not only that, usually the coach's, the coach's favorite isn't as talented as Mike is, but he's got it all. He's got it all. He does great teammate, great football player, just great receiver.
When you have a guy like that who's so good at contested catches, are you maybe more willing to throw it to him when there's two guys on him? I'm thinking of one where he was kind of getting hit from both sides on Sunday.
Yeah, he's a physical dude. If you've seen him, I'm sure you have. But just being around him, he's a bigger receiver, durable, can take those hits. But you just trust the guy. You see him make those plays over and over again. Not that I want to be throwing him into hits and stuff like that, taking care of him, but no, he's very capable of making all those types of catches. I mean, he's doing it and proving it each and every week. So.
Do you have time during the season to kind of self-scout a little bit and figure out why you guys haven't responded well in those types of environments like Minnesota and Seattle, or is that something you don't really think about?
Yeah, I mean, obviously self-scouting after every game doesn't make you feel any better. When you, I think the false start was kind of I don't want to say what I actually want to say, but that was I don't think that was a false start. I think that really affected the game in that moment, and I don't put that on tip as far as not being locked in or focused. I just think overall, we all have to be locked in those moments because momentum and all that stuff. If you believe in it, you can allow it to affect you, and I think you could say that they won. The away team's fans got to us, I guess.
Is that something a young team has to go through to kind of experience that?
I really don't see us as, we are young, but like our young guys are, seasoned, smart, good football players with, good head on their shoulders. I don't really want to chalk it up to us being, young or mentally young.
You guys have done a good job keeping things week to week and not looking too far ahead, but also as a competitor, you kind of know when games are bigger than others. Have you sensed maybe a different energy around this group heading into Seattle?
Around us or?
Around you guys.
Yeah, I don't think it's about the moment. I just think it's more so about us responding and playing our brand of football. Again, I think last week, like I said, we get another opportunity to kind of rewrite the wrongs of going to Seattle and getting beat and not playing our best. We came out this week, and I think we played better football. We didn't finish. So, with that being said, we have another opportunity to go out there and do it again, and kind of avenge, our loss.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.